They struck a chord with teenage fans. Awards soon followed.
Korn, Freak on a Lean!
Korn songs topped music charts. Their albums went multi-platinum, and they struck Grammy Gold not once, but twice.
We played in front of like 200,000 people, and they were all going nuts, and we were like, wow. I dreamt about this when I was a kid, and 100% of it came true. All the fame and money and touring is crazy.
But Brian wasn't happy.
To the outside world, I had it all. I had money, Grammys, I had the house, cars, anything I wanted. But the whole time I was with Korn, when we had success, something at home was failing.
Life on the road took its toll. Brian's wife left. His marriage fell apart, and he became a single father to their little girl, Janaea. The pressure, he says, led to a deep depression and dependency on highly addictive crystal meth, or speed.
I started doing speed full time, every day. I was addicted to Xanax too, and sleeping pills. It's like living in pure hell. I was so miserable. I was like, I just want to go to sleep and never wake up, never. And I really wanted to die. I really did.
Late last year, a concerned friend invited Brian to this church in Bakersfield. Brian's pastor, Ron Vienna.
I saw tiredness, I saw confusion, and someone who just was really ready for a change in life.
I was going after my demonic potential, you know, and that was getting famous, worshiping money, worshiping fame, worshiping all this other stuff that I thought life was all about.
That realization prompted Brian to think about leaving the band. But when his 5-year-old daughter started singing sexual lyrics from a Korn song, he decided it was time to quit.
I said, you guys, I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. I got to leave. I have to leave. I have no other choice. My bass player for Korn, he text messaged me. He said, you're going to get put on MTV. Everyone's going to laugh at you. They're going to say that you're crazy. Is that what you want? I was like, yeah, I'm ready to get laughed at because God's not laughing at me.
That faith led Brian to check into a hotel for what he calls a personal drug rehab with God.
When I was laying in bed, sweating and stuff, going through all the withdrawals and stuff with speed, and I was like, okay, God, I want you to strip this from me. You're the healer. Take this from me. I didn't know what it meant to be touched in the spirit or nothing, but I just, without Korn, you're mine now. You're going to sing for me.
Cured, he says, of his addiction, Brian joined his church group on a headline-making pilgrimage to Israel.
Right when I got the gown on, tears started coming down my eyes. My stomach was contracting, and I just felt just pain. I was looking up, just going, oh, God, I'm sorry.
The change, Brian says, was instant.
I believe that my bad, evil spirits were lifted from me, and now I'm peaceful. I'm peace. I feel peace inside.
Then you had developed an addiction to methamphetamine while you were the guitarist of Korn, and one day you had a spiritual awakening. How did that happen?
I was high on meth, and I was in my house, and I went to a church Sunday morning on meth, just high.
Was that unusual? You never went to church, or did you usually?
No, I was searching. I was searching because I wanted to get off the drugs, and I got invited, so I went to the church, and the pastor was talking about how Jesus is real, and all you got to do is talk to him. So I went home, and I said, Lord, if you're real, reveal yourself to me and take these drugs away from me. And within a week, I had a spiritual encounter that was just higher than the drugs, and I just felt overwhelming love and peace, and I've been changed ever since. I just felt overwhelming love and peace, and I've been changed ever since. I just felt overwhelming love and peace, and I've been changed ever since.
And you quit meth and other drugs cold turkey?
Cold turkey. Pills, meth, beer, everything. And, yeah, it's spiritual now.
Through an email, Brian told his partners how his life was falling apart. One of them replied with a verse from the Bible. Come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest.
And I was like, could Jesus be real? I was thinking that in my mind. Is this guy not just a goody-goody? Could there really be a God? And is he calling me? And I was like, I looked up that scripture and I wanted it to be true.
Eventually, Brian went to church with him.
So we went to the service, and the music came on, and all these people went up to the front and started praying, and I was like, this place is weird. But I was drawn. I felt something going on. He said, does anybody want to receive Christ? And I did it for myself. I was like, and I said the prayer, went home, rolled up a $100 bill, laid out a big line of speed, snorted it, and said, I remember it perfectly too. I was clear. And I said, Lord, if you're real like that guy says, please take these drugs from me. I can't quit. I want to do them, but I want to stop.
Brian snorted speed and read the Bible for a week, searching for answers. Then one day,
and I felt this peaceful presence, and I felt this peaceful presence, and I felt this peaceful presence, and I started shaking a little bit, and I got goosebumps everywhere, and the first thing I felt was, I love you. I love you. I love you. And I was like, Father, I was frozen. I said, Father. I was like, this is God. It was so real. It took over the high. I was like, okay, that band stuff, the stardom, the money, everything, it doesn't matter anymore. It's God. God, it was so real that I was like, I don't care what I do the rest of my life.
That was cheating.
Brian has taken his responsibility as a father head on. And now, instead of lewd lyrics, Janaea hears her dad talking about the love of Jesus.
Why do you think God put you here on this earth?
He put me on earth to have fellowship and intimacy with Him. And I'm going to spend as much time as I could possibly spend getting to know Him every day. I don't want to waste any time. I wasted enough time. It's just, that's what I'm put on earth to do. Is be intimate with God, get to know Him as much as I can in here, and let Him fill me with His Spirit so He can do the work by bringing people into the kingdom.